This video will contain spoilers. The next step. Universally negative rating. The guy that plays, I think his name is Henry, in the last show. And the guy that plays Mr. Nobody in John Wick 4. It's bad. The reason why I'm watching this is because me and Bin Man made a deal where if I watch this, he will watch Black Lagoon with me. Because he keeps on making deals. People he's watching it with Dylan, and because of that, he is watching. The man's watching like Chainsaw Man and stuff like that. And it's just, yeah. So I'm not watching it like because I want to, but I'll put up with it. Apparently, I forgot to make this part. Hunger Games: Ballad of Songbirds and Snakes. I'm just gonna put it as Hunger Games 5 in the title. Universally positive rating. I seen it in cinema. Rachel Zegler, Hunter Schafer, Peter Dinklage, Viola Davis, Jason Schwartzman. It's alright. I haven't seen Hunger Games movie in years. Like, I think it was just after Mockingjay Part 2 came out. I haven't actually seen Mockingjay Part 2. I've been trying, or I was trying to watch Mockingjay Part 1. And I think the furthest I got into it is like 39 minutes before giving up. Because I was bored. But I haven't done it in years. So I'm going to go back and try and watch those two. So, the point is, yeah, you don't need to see the first four to understand this because it's a prequel. But just my point is, I haven't seen Hunger Games in years. I haven't read the books either. So I think I knew going into it that it was like about Donald Sutherland's character. I don't mind the fact that the game, the Hunger Game, is like less than half of the movie. The only problem is that part 3 sucks. Like the bit at the end where like as soon as the guy and Lucy Gray go to the cabin, she's like, oh, there's fishing rods under the floorboards. I like goes to pick one up, but it's like, this is a gun. And then Lucy Gray's like, you melt down that gun, you kill me, then you're a free man. There's no evidence of anything. And then she's like, oh, I'll be right back, and he gets some like Katniss or whatever. On that reminds me, the reference, there's like a reference or two to like characters and events in the first couple of movies, like the fact that they named like some sort of potato Katniss, and there was something else as well, but I don't remember what it is. It felt very. It felt like something you would expect. Like it's the equivalent of the ice puns in whatever Batman movie had Mr. Freeze on it. So, she goes out to get some food. What is this guy's name? Something Snow. It doesn't even say his first name here. He goes out and tries to find her, but he finds like her scarf or something like that. He goes to pick it up, but there's a snake bites him. Then I said, "We're a couple of like scares in it." Like usually with something that isn't really supposed to be scary, like No Way Home, there's one in it, but this had like 2 or 3. Excuse my stomach. So after that, he just goes mad, and it's like, did he kill her? Did he not? Who knows? And then he, at the start of the film, he's like, I think he kind of wants to stop the games, or at least make them not as bad as they are. But by the end, he's like, yeah, we need it. I love it. Stuff like that. And I get that sense, you have the originals came first. I don't know if Songbirds and Snakes was based on a book or not, but assuming that it was, I'm also going to assume that the book was made after the trilogy. Now, I don't know how accurate the movie is to the book, but, once again, assuming everything. I don't know why Suzanne Collins thought, let's make Snow the exact opposite of what Snow is, and then make him turn into the man that we know with no, the transition isn't really natural. Other than that, it is pretty good maybe. Peter Dinklage and Viola Davis, especially Viola Davis, great performances. Rachel Zegler, it turns out, can act, and she is actually a pretty good singer. Hunter Schafer whispered the entire movie. I think it might be the first time the Hunter is playing someone who isn't trans. Like Euphoria and anything else Hunter might have been in. Probably always playing trans woman at this time. They just decided to get a trans woman to play a woman. So they can't really use the voice sounds masculine because it's literally a fucking dude as an excuse. So Hunter whispers the entire time, guessing he just can't speak femininely when he is talking at a normal volume. Also, just this character has no reason to exist other than will they fuck? No, they're brother and sister. It turns out it, but they don't fucking act like it. I think that's everything I have to say. Napoleon, universally negative ratings. I watched it in the cinema directly with Ridley Scott. Also an Apple original film, technically. Joaquin Phoenix, Vanessa Kirby. A couple of these names so familiar, like Mark Bonner, right? That's Blackbeard and Black Flag. Rupert Everett also sounds familiar. Irish Star Trek. I don't remember there being any Irish people in the film. So I went with 4 other people, Ben Mandel, Blinger, and Harry. And I knew some things beforehand, like no one seems to be talking in a French accent, which no problem with that. And Ridley Scott was saying a couple of things like doesn't really care about historical accuracy, uh, stuff like that, and once again, no problem with that. So, Bin Man is a very he's a history buff, so I expected him to be pissed, but I did also kind of expect him to like the film. I really, what I thought was going to happen was that everyone would have liked the film except for me, but I was the only person that loved it. Like maybe one or two other people liked it, but not as much as I did. Uh, Joaquin Phoenix's performance in it is amazing, even though the character of Napoleon himself is quite autistic. I don't know if that's how Napoleon acted in real life or not. Um, but it was quite interesting to see. Like this is a short, fat man with a short temper. It just reminds me of all the bad aspects of me. Um, Also, excuse my stomach again. There was a scene where like all the leaders. I don't know what their official titles are because I don't really know anything about French politics. They were like sort of forced out of their positions, and one of them was about to eat his breakfast, and it was basically saying like, fuck you, I want to eat my breakfast, but he was dragged out. His wife was screaming, and she kept on shaking her arms like a fucking turkey. um, yeah, I don't have anything else to say. It was a great film. Surprise, like it was the exact opposite of Killers of the Flower Moon. Like, you know, people loved Killers. Ginger loved Killers. I hated it. People didn't seem to like. Well, it's more mixed with this, even though the ratings are universally negative. Um, but people didn't really like it, but I did. Just weird. And Adventure in Space and Time. Universally positive ratings. BBC original. TV film. I watched it on iPlayer. William Hartnell through archival footage. David Bradley. Matt Smith, even though they re-released, like this came out around the time of the 50th anniversary. Matt Smith was a doctor at the time. There was a scene at the very end where William Hartnell sees Matt Smith, and it's kind of like this thing of like, he doesn't want to go. He fucking loves the show. How's the show going to survive without him? But 50 years later, here we are. But they re-released it on iPlayer. They've removed Matt Smith and replaced it with Shirikawa. I don't have a problem with him, even though he does seem kind of weird. Even though I've seen Matt Smith's scene, and he just sort of stares at Hartnell, whereas Shitty stares and then winks. So there's more there, but it is kind of weird. Also, they probably I imagine that they didn't like refilm anything. They just got Shitty in front of the green screen. Then maybe they could have used AI since Disney is behind all this bullshit now. Sorry, this isn't bullshit. Anyway, Sacha Dhawan, Brian Cox, Caroline Ford, and William Russell through archival footage. I didn't know that was Reece Shearsmith as Patrick Troughton. Nicholas Briggs, Patrick Troughton. More like a photo, not really archival footage. Jacqueline Hill for archival footage. It's really good, quite interesting, and something that I don't know what the word is, but watching this, I seen season 1 not that long ago, and I was watching there was something that aired like Saturday had 60th special 1, then the whatever the new behind the scenes show is, and then Channel 5 aired a thing. I wasn't planning on watching it, but my mum recorded it, and I was waiting on her getting back from something so that I could go to my granny's house. So I decided to put that on, and it was quite interesting. So watched that along with this and the original show. Makes the best viewing experience. Whoops, wrong thing. Crazy Stupid Love. Universally positive ratings. I cannot see for some reason. Watch it on Netflix. Steve Carell, Ryan Gosling, Emma Stone, Chloe King, Marissa Tomei, Julianne Moore, Josh Groban, Kevin Bacon, John Carroll Lynch, Liza Lapira, Reggie Lee, honestly, it's like one of the best films ever, or at least comedy wise. Possibly the best romance comedy. I watched this with Binman and Harry, but it wasn't part of the deal or anything. It was just like, you want to watch this? I was like, not really, but fuck it. But I ended up loving it.